Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 7th. Today would have been my father-in-law's 90th birthday, but he passed away of Alzheimer's back in 2000. He was a good guy. I liked him. I liked him a lot. We're going to water aerobics. I woke up really early this morning. I don't know why. When Jim and I went to bed, I went to bed early. I went to bed about midnight. And I know that doesn't sound early, but for me that's early. And I woke up at 7:30, wide awake. 7.5, 8 hours, that's all I really need. So I played games on my phone, watched a couple YouTube videos. Now I'm on my way to get Bertie. Feeling pretty good. I woke up a little bit hungry this morning. This is the first time since I've been doing my 5 perfect days. Today is the 5th day, so we know I'm going to stick to it. And I took some of my Weight Watchers chili out of the freezer, so I'm going to have that, and I think I'm going to have a half a turkey sandwich with it. And then maybe some pretzel crisps. Or I might just put some sour cream on the chili in place of the chips. We'll see how hungry I am. If I'm not really that hungry, I'm going to put the chili or the sour cream on my chili. But if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat the chips. Because I don't want to be hungry. That's not the whole point of this plan. Is if you're hungry, you're doing something wrong. You really are, because there's so many choices and things that you can have. But I'm going to step aside here for a minute, and I'm going to stop the video for 1 second because I want you to see how pretty this tree is. 1 minute. Look how pretty that tree is. I love the red and golds. I really do. It's just all starting to come together like a song. This is cue Gina to start singing. Wasn't that just gorgeous? It was just so pretty. It really was. Any hooser. I don't really have any plans for today. I'll go to my water aerobics and stay on track. I haven't decided on my breakfast. Of course, we know I'm going to have my egg and my berries and my banana. Probably have a grapefruit too. I bought a bag of grapefruit, and they're kind of like you can't let them lay around too long. Kind of. They're still good, but you just can't let them lay around too long. So I'm going to have some grapefruit, and what else am I going to have? I almost made it. See, if I wouldn't have stopped to show you the beautiful foliage, I would have made this light. But it was worth it to show you how pretty that was. That's what I do like the colors in the fall. When you go farther up north in Michigan, they're way prettier. They're just so many reds and golds, and it's just so nice. Trying to think of something I can tell you to stay inspirational today. I just feel really bad that, you know, I had such a huge gain. It just set me back a little bit, but I'm hoping that it was just enough to, well, it really was enough to snap me back into reality, to let me know that I can't be screwing around, as they say, and just get back on track to losing my weight. My fear is that if I wouldn't have caught it right away, then the holidays would have crept up on me, and I would have been back up to 250 before you knew it. And we all know how long it took me to get from 250 to 230. And I didn't want to go on that journey again. That was a long enough detour that I didn't want to do that again. And this really isn't that hard, you know, when you have the right mindset. And it really is all about your mindset. Because you can always feel, oh, poor me, poor me. But now that I'm just doing the 5 perfect days, I really have realized how much I've turned to nuts and pretzels for my snacking. And even though they're within my points, I think that they're high in calories. And I know this isn't really a calorie counting program. I know that. But I just really think that the sodium from the salt and the nuts really was kind of playing games with my body. It really was. And as much as I enjoyed them, I think I was having nuts almost every single night. And I just think that even though it's a healthy fat and, you know, it's a healthy choice, there's still a lot of sodium, and my body does react to that, so I have to pay attention to that. And I do have, I like green apples, but I don't like green eggs and ham. Although I like ham. But ham is salty, once again. So, I don't know, it's just everything that I like is very salty, I guess. Sugary and salty, those are my... most girls are made of sugar and spice, but I think I'm made of sugar and salt. Because I'm a little salty sometimes, too. But I just know that this is the way I'm going to be the rest of my life, and I'm not on a diet. And I know that the older I get, the more I need to move and get some exercise in. Otherwise, I'm going to get all stiff, and I don't want to be doing that either. It's kind of a dreary day. This would have been really pretty to show you the colors of this route that I take to get to Bertie's house, but most of the trees have lost their leaves, and but if I would have thought of it about a week or two ago, you would have got a beautiful sight. Some of it you did see, like you can see in the back of my window, but it's now it's just kind of looking wintry, and then that doesn't look pretty until there's snow on the trees. I like a good ice storm when the ice is hanging from the trees, but then it's not safe to drive, so I don't like that. But, okay, I think I'm just babbling now, not really saying anything of any real importance, because I'm just trying to think of something to talk about. We'll get Bertie in here. Bertie's always got something to talk about. You know Bertie. Bertie used to come up, well, she's 4 years younger than me. And I worked at a little fruit market called Polo's Market, and she used to come up and she used to be my bagger. She used to bag all my groceries for me. And it was always fun. It was, I always had fun with her. And then we would go, when Jim was away in the service, I would go camping with his family, and we'd go up to Algonac State Park. And I was at the time 19, and she would have been about 15. And there was a ferry that went across the Lake St. Clair that went to Canada from, not in Algonac, we were closer to Marine City. And I don't even know if the ferry's still there, but she had a crush on the boy, his son, one of the boys, that was a family-owned business. So we used to always walk up to the ferry and take the ferry over to, I don't even know the name of the town in Canada. There was a little bakery, and we'd walk over there and get a donut or a cupcake or something. That was back when I was thin and I could afford to eat a donut and a cupcake whenever I wanted. And then we'd come back and forth, and it was so much fun. I had so much fun. And it was just odd because that was where I met that guy named Jim at the park. Here I'm dating their son and going up camping with them, and then I'm hanging around with another boy. They never said anything. I think I would have said something that one of my son's girlfriends were bringing somebody up, and then they were going off with somebody else. I think he was a friend of Tim. The boy's name was Tim that Bertie liked. I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think his friend's name was Jim. But Jim and I had an agreement, and he lived up to his end of it. So I only felt compelled to live up to my end. Alright, we're coming up to Bertie's, so I got to give her a ringy-dingy to let her know I'll be there. So we'll talk to you in a couple minutes when we see Bertie. Well, I think Bertie's finally figured out the program. She's finally figured it out. She wants you to see her in all her glory. So she wore a green.
I've been wearing green. Oh, this
No,
is
you were
greener.
right.
This is greener than normal. Hello, my friend.
They all say hello to you all the time. And I always say she says hello.
Hello.
I speak for Bertie.
Yes, she speaks good Bertie.
I do.
Not as good as me.
That's true.
But we are off in the cold and breeze to go exercise.
Bertie's neighbor's moving.
Yay.
Did you get the fridge?
He upped the price, $200.
Oh, no fridge.
Not that I know of.
Alrighty.
Bye, we have to go now. Yeah, he told Ron and I $300.
Okay, Anita, chit chat paddywhack. I'm gonna drink out of my Santa Claus mug. It's on, girlfriend. Putting out your Christmas stuff way before Thanksgiving. You need all that time to prepare yourself for me because I am going to outdo you, girlfriend. Anyways, let's get my book because I got to figure out what I'm having for breakfast because I wrote it all down. So I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water. My quote is, if you work slowly but consistently, you will succeed better than if you work fast for a short period of time. It's a 5-point breakfast, 0 for my egg, my berries, my banana, my grapefruit tea and water. 4 points for a half a cup of oatmeal, that's the dry mix oatmeal. And 1 point for a quarter cup of 2% milk. 5-point meal, I have 18 points left for my dinner. It's beginning to look a little bit like Christmas, but we don't want to rush it. I decided instead of putting sour cream on my chili to have a half a cup of cottage cheese instead because it's about the same amount of points. I had 18 points for my dinner, 3 points for my slice of wheat bread, 4 points for an ounce of provolone cheese, 1 point for 2 ounces of deli turkey, 3 points for a half a cup of cottage cheese, 4 points for a cup and a half of the Weight Watchers chili. If you look under my recipe section, I have the recipe for that. 3 points for the 28 grams of pretzel thins, and 0 for the water and the pineapple. And I did use honey mustard on my sandwich. So I stayed right on track. Perfect day yet again. I'm really proud of myself. Ever since my kids were very young, we've always quoted movie lines. We always, when they were really, really young, we used to do The Wizard of Oz. One of my favorite movie lines is from Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton, when Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis asks him if he's qualified. I attended Juilliard. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I traveled quite extensively. I've lived through the Black Plague, and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every time I see it. Not to mention that you're talking to a dead guy. So what do you think? Do you think I'm qualified? This was day 5 of my 5-day perfect days, my 5 perfect days, and I lived through the 5 perfect days. I did excellent, excellent, excellent. But I'm going to do it for another 2 days at least, and probably the next 4 days. I might do another set of 5 to get me through the weekend because I need to do something like this. I really do. And I'm feeling so much better. I'm sleeping a lot better than I was before. I don't feel as bloated because I'm not eating as many pretzels. I didn't realize how many pretzels. I told you that yesterday, how many pretzels I've been eating lately. And I just feel a little bit more peppy, I guess. So you can call me Peppy Le Pew. They used to call me Peppy Le Pew because I refused to dye my hair, and I used to have this white streak up the center of my head, and then my hair side would be all black. And so my friends used to call me Peppy. They go, okay, Peppy, it's time. Because that was another thing I was cheap about, is buying hair dye. And then finally I just decided, I'm just going gray. So I've been gray since I was 18. I've been dyeing my hair since I was 18, and I think I turned 60. And I thought, I'm done. I'm just done. And before I never went gray because I had really coarse gray hair and it looked really bad. But I kind of think this looks, I'm not fishing for a compliment. I'm just not. But it's softer than before. When I first started turning gray, it was really coarse and really hard. But no, not so much. But anyway, on to day 6 of my 5-day challenge because I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. And I'm going to have a loss this week. Not the whole 9.5 pounds, but I'm going to have a substantial loss. I'm shooting for 3 pounds. Shooting for 3 pounds. So give this video a like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Leave a comment and share it if you think somebody might like some of this silliness.